Prince Harry's dispute over medal design sparks controversy at the Invictus Games. A dispute over the design of the 2025 Invictus Games medals has ignited tensions between Prince Harry and Indigenous artist Levi Nelson. Nelson, a Lil'wat Nation artist, refused to alter his original design, despite Prince Harry's insistence on changes, leading to a standoff that has exposed deeper fractures within the Invictus Games organization. The conflict: art versus authority. At the heart of the dispute is a fundamental clash of visions. Nelson's medal design incorporates deeply significant Coast Salish symbols, war paddles representing warriors, ancestral eyes symbolizing the four elements: earth, air, sky, and water, and a braided cedar rope meant to convey unity and strength. These elements reflect indigenous traditions of resilience, making the medals more than just a prize. They are a cultural testament. Prince Harry, however, reportedly sought changes to the design to better align with his vision for the Invictus Games. He wanted the medals to focus on strength, unity, and resilience, emphasizing themes that have become central to the event. But for Nelson, any changes would compromise the cultural and historical integrity of the artwork. An artist stands his ground. Nelson's firm refusal to modify the medals was not just about artistic freedom, it was about protecting indigenous identity. The Lil'wat Nation artist believed that adjusting his work to fit Harry's preferred aesthetic would dilute its deeper meaning. Many indigenous communities have long fought to preserve their artistic traditions in the face of external influence, and Nelson saw this moment as a test of that principle. To Nelson and others who supported him, Harry's suggestions came across as dismissive of the cultural weight embedded in the design. While the prince is known for his dedication to the Invictus Games, this situation revealed a blind spot in his understanding of indigenous symbolism and its importance. Rising tensions within the Invictus Games organization. This controversy has exposed broader tensions within the Invictus Games organization. While Harry remains a central figure, his influence and leadership style are increasingly being scrutinized. Some within the organization feel that he exerts too much control over decisions that should be left to experts in respective fields. Insiders suggest that this medal design dispute is just one of several recent conflicts. There is growing unease about how much control Harry should have over the games, especially when it comes to matters beyond his expertise. The rift is raising questions about whether his leadership is becoming overbearing, potentially alienating key contributors. Harry's frustration boils over. Sources close to the situation report that Prince Harry was visibly frustrated when he realized that Nelson would not compromise. He had expected some level of collaboration but was met with an unyielding stance. Those present described Harry as struggling to contain his irritation, a rare moment of public tension for someone who usually presents a composed image. His frustration suggests that he viewed his input as constructive rather than intrusive. However, to Nelson and other indigenous artists, it was seen as an attempt to override cultural significance with a different, more westernized vision of strength and resilience. A cultural standoff with lasting consequences. This dispute isn't just about medals, it's about the balance between artistic integrity and institutional influence. For indigenous communities, Nelson's refusal is a victory for cultural preservation. For critics of Harry's leadership style, it's another example of his need to exert control over every aspect of the Invictus Games. As the games approach, this controversy could have lasting effects. Will Harry reassess his approach to leadership, or will tensions continue to grow? Will the Invictus Games organization address concerns about his level of influence? And most importantly, will Nelson's original design ultimately be honored, preserving the cultural authenticity that he fought to protect? The battle over these medals has become symbolic in itself, a test of respect, authority, and the right to define one's own traditions.